Yeah, tough day today. Disappointing in terms of what we wanted to do. You want to come out on homecoming and represent the university, the football team. You know, that's kind of what homecoming. That's a big part of it. And so we understood the obligation of not only playing for ourselves, but playing for the people who played prior, and just the Valpo community, students, the alumni. And so to go out there and start the way we did, that was disappointing. You can't make mistakes. That's why I just got done talking in the locker room. When you make mistakes that are self-inflicted, that aren't caused by the other team, you're gonna have a hard time. And that is a good football team. That's probably top 1, 2, 3 team in the league. They have good football players. They're an older team. You see a bunch of fifth year seniors on the team, and so if you're going to go out there and make mistakes, pre-snap penalties, you're going to have a long day, and that's what happened to us.
Landon, you get a stop and then just the punt, and does that set the tone and all of a sudden now you're chasing the game a little bit because of a mistake like that happens, and all of a sudden they get kind of a free touchdown there? Yeah,
I would say the guys are fine. That's part of the game in terms of you could get down, but there's obviously something in that's it's got to make it a little bit harder, and so your attitude, the way you approach it, that doesn't change. It's 7-0, and you keep playing. But you can't. You're going to struggle to win games doing that.
Karan, it looked like they were on you from the second you snapped the ball. Just what were you seeing out there?
It was a tough defense to play. We prepared all week for pressure, so I saw them bring the house. That's all it is.
Landon, the more you have a guy like Karan play, the more film is out there. Are you expecting them to send people over and over?
Yeah, you see it when we struggle. We struggle with pressure. It could be anything. It could be an 8-man drop. Could be a 3-man front. Could be 4-man front. Anytime that you don't perform it the way you should, you're going to see repeat stuff. The exciting thing for me, though, is I'm sitting here beside a really good, to my right, a really good player who has an outstanding future. And the more he sees it, the only more that he sees it, the better he's going to get. And when those teams, and we're getting at times, you'll see flashes. And if we can be consistent in that, they're not going to bring pressure, because the reality is he can sit back there, dice them up, and then his feet will allow him to then at times when he needs to make him pay as well. And so redshirt freshman, that's not an excuse. He needs to make the plays that he needs to make. But he is seeing some things for the first time, and excited in terms of, you may say that, but that game, you're excited. Yeah, I'm excited for what he's done and for what he'll do in the future.
And Karan, how do you take the film from a game like this? How do you want to dissect it and turn these into lessons that can help you?
Yeah, Drake sent a lot of different stuff that we haven't seen. So all the different pressures, we have to keep on watching them and drilling it in our head to know our answers and just to know how to get the ball out to the right guys at the right time.
Hayden, your number has been getting called recently. Just what was it like to go out there and be able to kind of step up and make some plays today?
It felt pretty good. Obviously, feels good being out there with the guys. With Berm down, those are some really tough shoes to fill, if I'm being honest. So I kind of just try to, do it for everyone on the D and kind of just try to step into his shoes. It feels good to be able to make plays.
Landon, Hayden was a guy that got a lot of kind of accolades for his work in the summer. How have you seen that translate over to this year, into the season?
Yeah, for me, it's about his ability to stick it out. He represents what I believe college football players should be, and that means that he's been here 4 years now. We had an awesome interaction last year when he was frustrated, but he's plugging and plugging and plugging. And hey, how do we find a way? The guy that's so committed to the program, and hey, he was in the depth of kickoff return, and I said, hey, this is a spot I think you can do, and I kept practicing. I said, hey, man, your number's up, and he goes, and I told him I didn't realize how much it meant to him. We shared that this fall, but I got an opportunity. I was like, man, I'm excited for you. On a Saturday, he actually got to play, and all he's playing is kick return. But I said, man, I'm excited for you, man. I'm excited to see you play, he just shared how much that meant to him. And I guess in my way to say his thanks is to play him, you know. And so he gets in there and plays kick return. Now he's playing punt, and now all of a sudden now he's playing defense. And that's what I mean by just representing college football and our program of like the ability to stay with it. And years, not 1 year, not 2 years, not 3 years before that was able to pay off. And just so I appreciate him and what he represents.
So Hayden, now you guys have lost 2 in a row, and sticking with it is kind of a theme, right? Like, how do you make sure that when you show up on Monday that you guys are sticking with it and not being down over the last couple of weeks?
You know, you gotta have short-term memory, in my opinion. The mantra of our program is a 1-0 mentality. We gotta prepare every week like we're about to go 1-0. So I think we just gotta come in next week on Monday. It's a new week. Renew our energy, get back up, and just prepare to kick some. Sorry.
Karan, a couple of your playmakers are from Florida, and you're going to go to Florida this coming week. How excited are you to get that chance to maybe see some of those guys get, at least in their home state?
Yes, indeed, I'm very excited. You know, we got a couple playmakers on that offensive side of the ball from Florida, so it should be a homecoming for them. They should go out there and score a lot of touchdowns.
Landon, just you get a chance to get back on the road. You get to go to a kind of a destination type state. Just what the work you have to do before that trip, though. How excited are you to kind of get back and go through this with everybody?
I think the thing I asked the players to do and the coaches to be very self-critical in terms of what they can do to make our team better. And I asked them tonight and tomorrow to just think over and over and over, what can I do to help our football team? And that's what we really need to concentrate on. And then, okay, you know, I think a couple things that I can do to make the team better. Then we do what Hayden says and get back to work on Monday. Be very self-critical when you watch film on Monday, but then we move on. And then I would say this, like, and no disrespect, but it's not a destination, it's not a vacation. Like, we got to go down there with the mindset that we're going down to win a football game. It is, I guess it is, you're right, but that can't be our mindset. Our mindset has to be we're going down there for a purpose. And the purpose is to win a Pioneer Football League game and to get back to our winning ways.
And just a final note for me, Mansour, any idea what happened?
I'm not sure. I just know he, at the end, in the second half there, something, I think strained muscle. I believe he'll be okay. I got to get further information.